Hello, my loves. So here's your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. Now, this is going to be a really interesting week of a lot of turning inwards, a lot of inner work, a lot of inner reflection. But through that, a lot of ability to really connect to a lot more purpose and passion and a knowing of how you want to move forwards differently. Now, this is going to start on Monday. On Monday, we've got Venus trine Pluto. Now, this is going to bring a really big drive to follow your desires, a really big drive to really know what you want and to start to want to free yourself to move towards it. It's a beautiful day for starting to really get guidance from your depths. So what is it that's been stirring there within you for the longest time that you keep putting off or putting on hold or ignoring or thinking that you'll do it if and when and maybe? All these things are going to start to come from the surface now, or to the surface, and there's going to be a real a drive to follow your desires. Now, Tuesday, it's really interesting because then we go into the dark moon energy. So we're going to then be pulled inwards into what's beneath the surface, into what it is that we really do want, need and desire. And as that dark moon energy takes us inwards, on the same day on Tuesday, we're also going to get Mercury meeting Neptune. Now, this is a beautiful day for being able to really listen to those intuitive answers, seek that higher guidance, really tap into big levels of inner wisdom. If you've been struggling with following your desires, if you've wanted something for so long and it's been burning within you and it won't go away, Tuesday now is that really beautiful day to begin to ask for the help. Show me how I can do this. Show me how I can make this work. But we've got to bear in mind is that we've always got to meet the universe halfway. So when we're asking for help and guidance of show me the way forward, show me what to do, we have to then be willing to listen to the signs and to show up and to do our part. So Tuesday's going to really help us to expand into our thoughts, expand into our mind, expand into intuition and knowing, and really being able to listen for the signs of how we can maybe start to really move forwards to follow more of our passions and our desires. Wednesday then we get Venus move into Libra. Now, Venus in Libra just loves love. There's going to be a real sense of love around the time that Venus is going to travel through Libra. It's a time to find real balance in ourselves, in our relationships, in our friendships. It's a time for really bringing harmony in. So again, about perhaps drawing inwards into your inner world, finding harmony, finding balance, finding peace, bringing everything back into alignment. The only thing I will say when Venus moves through Libra is just be mindful for being a bit of a people pleaser. We can tend to want to really avoid any kind of disagreements. Venus in Libra, or Libra, doesn't really like to make decisions. Libra likes to sit on the fence a little bit, to kind of agree with both sides of an argument and not really want to have to take a side. And so there can be a tendency around Venus in Libra of sort of morphing into whoever you're with and just nodding and agreeing, which again might begin to feel a little bit out of alignment within you. So just watch out for that real avoidance of anything, that real fence sitting, and that real people pleasing that might creep up around there. And perhaps use this as a good opportunity to go inwards, to check in with where any fear of disagreement comes up, or where there are certain people in your life you feel like you perhaps can't disagree with for fear of conflict or whatever it might be. It could be also a really beautiful exercise in, again, bringing up some of those shadows, going in for that real deep inner work. Because then on Thursday, we've got Mercury sextile Pluto. Now, this is going to take us into very deep thinking. Mercury and Pluto takes us beneath the surface, deep, deep, deep in. So as you can see, we've got a real theme for this week of going inwards, of getting really honest, really clear, really seeing what's beneath the surface and what wants to make itself known. Be mindful around these days of really checking in with your thoughts. We can often, when Mercury's meeting Pluto, have the real ability to see what's beneath our thoughts. So what drives our thought processes? What drives our beliefs? Where are our deep hidden beliefs? Where are perhaps our doubts and our fears that make us think in a certain way? It can be a day for very big introspection and going beneath the surface. And so be mindful if you've got any thoughts in here that might be a thought around, or you shouldn't say that, or you shouldn't do that. Take it deeper. Where does that thought come from? Where does that belief come from? Where did I create that idea or belief in me? And is it true? It might be a great time to challenge. Is this true? Is what I think all the time true? Are my thoughts true? It's going to be a really powerful time for going beneath the surface. Now, Friday, we get an interesting day. We have Mercury square Saturn. And on the same day, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. Now, this is actually quite a good combination. Mercury in Sagittarius is kind of a funny placement because Mercury likes the details and the plans and to kind of really get into it. And Sagittarius is just all about the bigger picture thinking and not really wanting a plan and being wild and being free and just being able to roam and adventure and travel as you please. And so it can sometimes be a little bit of a sort of a funny little place to be with Mercury in Sagittarius. So with Mercury meeting Saturn, that planet of boundaries and restrictions, it can again be a really good time to challenge our thoughts and our beliefs, because Sagittarius is the eternal wanderer of the zodiac, the optimist of the zodiac. Sagittarius loves to explore the spiritual and the esoteric and the unknown, and to always be discovering new wisdom and new answers and new ideas. And very often we can get very stuck in our thoughts and our beliefs, and we can believe this to be true and this is the way it is. But it's always worth challenging ourselves and our thoughts. Is that true? Is it still true for me? It might have been true for you once, but does that mean it has to be true for you for the rest of your entire life? So as Mercury moves through Sagittarius, and especially with Mercury meeting Saturn on the day Mercury goes into Sagittarius, it might just show you where you do hold more restrictive thoughts, ideas, beliefs. And can we, as Mercury moves through Sagittarius, start to really begin to perhaps think outside the box a little bit and expand our thinking a little bit and seek new ideas and new beliefs and new opportunities and begin to just explore the boundaries of our minds a little bit more. So it can be such a beautiful time for noticing where we limit ourselves in our minds and in what we think, and beginning to really then expand out of that to explore the whole big wide world that's out there. And then Saturday we get Mars opposite Uranus. Now, it's probably going to be over the weekend that you start to really feel perhaps a lot of emotions coming to the surface, a lot of maybe old fears might come up, a lot of old memories might be coming up, because we're deep in the dark moon energies then as we prepare for the Scorpio new moon that's going to come on that Monday. Now, Mars meeting Uranus might make things feel quite big, quite explosive, but what it is going to bring is a really deep desire to begin to follow more of your purpose, to begin to free yourself from where you do hold yourself back or keep yourself small. Or, as we spoke about at the start of the week, and this is why this is such a beautiful week, the start and end, it might be at the start of the week you realize those desires you always put on hold because you don't think you'll be able to do them, or this gets in the way, or it might affect them in some way, or it might never happen. And so what it is that we're always pushing down, oh, I'll do it one day, or I'll do it when this happens, or I'll perhaps get to it in 5 years' time. And over the week, as the week builds and we go deeper inwards and we challenge our thoughts and we challenge our beliefs, we're going to really begin to feel this need to free ourselves, to say no more. We can't just keep waiting for if and when and maybe. Like, the time is now. And the Scorpio new moon is going to be a really big opportunity for a course correction and moving in a new direction. And so as Mars meets Uranus, there is just going to be this drive and desire to want to be of more purpose, to have your life more on purpose, to begin to really enjoy life and follow what lights you up and follow your dreams and follow your desires. And that could come up in the beginning as a real fiery sense of where you are restricted and bound. And it might be restrictions you put on yourself by the beliefs and the thoughts that you have. And this is all going to come into question over this week so that we can then start to realize these things. And with that Scorpio moon, begin to free ourselves. I will talk about the Scorpio moon though in next week's weather report, just so as not to confuse things. So for this week, lots of deep inner work. Lots of beginning to see what are those dreams and desires within that just never seem to go away, and what are the excuses you make for not following them. Challenge your thoughts. Is this true? Challenge your beliefs. Start to expand a little bit outside of where you've been, because remember that where you've been is where you're always going to stay until you start to expand out of it. So this is such a powerful week now for going deep into our own shadows, deep into our own inner world, and from exploring in there, we get to free ourselves and begin to explore more of the outside world. As always, I really hope this has helped you plan your week. I really do appreciate all of your likes and your shares and your comments. It helps to get this out there even more. So many of you let me know that you kind of journal around it, and that makes me so happy. It brings me so much joy to know that this helps us to navigate our way through. I've got you, we've got this, and together we will keep doing this. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you all soon.